Good afternoon, viewers. Your presenter Monica Nganga. Today we have Heshimiwa Kenneth Njehi Nganga, who is inspiring to become the Kijabe Ward MCA. So welcome, Mr. Kenneth Njehi Nganga.
Thank you.
Now tell us, who is this Kenneth Njehi Nganga?
My name is Kenneth, as you've heard, and Kenneth Nganga from Kijabe Ward, and I'm aspiring to be an MCA for Kijabe Ward. Myself, I'm alumni from Birmingham City University in a place called Birmingham, and I hold a BA with honors in marketing. So I'm inspired, and I would love to serve the people of Kijabe Ward.
If I may ask, have you been abroad for a long time? Have you stayed in Kijabe, or have you been working there?
Okay, before I used to live in the UK for
Yes.
at least 7 years,
Yes.
while I was studying and working as well. And after that, I managed to go to Rwanda and
Yes.
actually worked there for about 5 months with a publishing company.
Yes.
Then after that, I've been in Kijabe, now living there and working for institutions like Today in Africa and Moffat Bible College, and as well a resident there. And even my background, my parents, they are from Kijabe.
Oh, okay. So what exactly inspired you to stand for this MCA?
Okay, for me to start with is that I've always had a passion of serving the Kijabe Ward people or residents in that case, because I see they actually deserve more in whatever they get in terms of services, and for now they're not getting that, because you see the leaders they've been electing, most of them, they come and ask for votes, then after that they disappear. So there's nothing going on. So whenever people of Kijabe Ward are looking for services, they're not able to get it, because somebody who they're supposed to go and talk to is not there.
Yes.
That is a representative. And you see, even for myself, the person who is actually sitting MCA, I don't know him. I've never seen him. So this is interesting.
Yes.
But for me, I want to be there, and wherever people of Kijabe want to see me, they are always free to come and ask anything. My policy is an open door policies for them to come and ask anything, and I can be able to help them, because I want to be a servant for them.
Now, so Mr. Kenneth Njehi, what will make you different? Because we want to hear your plans. What will make you stand out from the rest who have been there?
Okay, you see, in Kijabe we are having problems with our youth, because you see our youth, they are not being able to access jobs, so the employment rate is high, and at the same time you see most of the youth wasting their life in terms of actually indulging in alcoholism and even drug taking, and this is actually making them not productive. So my main priority is actually to create employment for them. And what I mean is that to create a process where these people, they can be able to be connected with the employer, and at the same time to be able to open ways for them, those guys who are learned, to be able to be accessible to employment in other counties and even the government, beside working in the local Kijabe area, because you see, the world now is a small village where you can be able to work from home even through internet. So we are trying to create a way where we can create employment for these guys, so that they can be able to move and actually be able to be independent, rather than depending on their parents or maybe their friends, because that's what's happening now. And even we want to make sure that we do away with them getting them away from abusing actually alcohol and this kind of drugs.
Oh, okay. And when you come to that, in Kijabe Ward, we know that there are so many civilized people, but there are also those people who are, they are not that much civilized, because you find that there are those ones who are class 8 leavers, there are those ones who are Form 4 leavers, and you will see that it can become hard for them to get these scholar jobs. So what can you do about them? Because you see, there is also a second chance whereby somebody can indulge himself in business. So is there anything that can be done? Because we know there is money which is being sent in the county. Can it be of help to them as youth?
Yes. Now you see the guys who didn't go to maybe high school or college or to do other courses in the higher learning. Those guys are also they're also very bright.
Yeah.
It's just some of them probably they liked school fees or they liked they didn't get the opportunity to further their education. But for those guys, we can be able to put them in what we call vocational studies, where they can go and do things which they are most talented in. For instance, if the guys who can be able to be mercenaries, there are some guys who can be able to go and do plumbing. So, and some of them, they are entrepreneurs. So we can be able to make sure that we give them an opportunity to go and study in this field, where they can be able to use their hands and their brains to get something out of their hands, meaning that they can be able to get salaries from this. And as well, they can have know-how, and even expanding the way of thinking for them. Now, for those guys who are learned, we said we can be able to connect them with institutions where they can be able to do what we call internship for those guys who need it.
Yeah.
In this, we mean connecting them. And we can do this by creating what we call job centers in Kijabe Ward, where somebody who is looking for a job, he can come there and we give them the correct information and help them in the process of acquiring job. Because we know some of them, they have the capabilities, but they don't know how to go about it.
Okay. And do we have this? Do we have enough polytechnics? Because you find out that these people who are not who have not gone to colleges, you are talking about, because you'll find out that you're talking about going for these courses, these technical courses. Are there polytechnic that they can be able to be admissioned there and they continue with their studies?
Oh yes, definitely. You see now, there's so many colleges in Kiambu, especially in Thika.
Yes.
They can be able to go there and actually join. We can actually connect them with these institutions, like Kiambu Technical, where they can go there and study. And as well, we can be able to connect them even with private colleges like NIBS, where they can go there and study and make a way for them so that they can be able to improve their lives.
Okay, there is this problem with drugs, as Kiambu is one of those major places where people have been complaining that there is this problem which is the youth are facing. You find out even Mungiki, most of them are found in Kiambu. So we see that these youth, because of idling and their lack of employment, they're indulging themselves in use of drug, that including bangi and changa. So what's your plan about them?
Okay, for them, you see, we don't want to judge them.
Yes.
Because these people are they are our sons, they are our daughters, and they are our neighbors, you see. So the best thing we can be able to do for them is actually to rehabilitate them and actually help them in the process of rehabilitation, so that they can be able to finish the whole process of rehabilitation and then being brought up back to the society. And with that, we will help them so that they can be able to get employment. And as well, if they intend to further their education, we can give them an opportunity to get them into these colleges or vocational studies institutions where they can go and further their talents. Because some of them, they're very clever.
Yes.
In fact, they're very bright. It's just they didn't get maybe the opportunity, or maybe because of bad company. Now, you see with the Mungiki, this is one of the security menace in this country. So if we try to give our youth information, then they will not be able to think of joining these illegal groups.
We have now pertaining corruption. As we can see in our country, corruption is one of the major problems. And in this world, what will you do to stop this corruption?
Now, it's true. And you see, in the whole country, we're having a problem of corruption, and it's becoming a big issue. Now, the only way to tackle this is to make sure that those people who are indulging in corruption, we make sure that we remove them from the positions they are holding, and as well to make them accountable. In my position as an MCA, I'll make sure that if somebody is actually caught in these malpractices, they have to get or face the full force of the law. There will be no such thing as we wait. No. The first thing is, if you are caught, we remove you from your position first, so that you go and finish all the court processes to make sure that you are not indulging in that. If you are caught, you are indulging in that, then you have to face the law. That one, there is no compromise about.
There is no compromise.
Yes.
Now, what about the roads? There was a time I was traveling to Kijabe, and I found out that in Kimende, you'll find out that the road is not that good, and I don't know what is happening. So, what can you do about it when you come in as a nominated, as you become an MCA there?
Okay, the road that is Gishengo Kijabe Road.
Yes.
Yes, and you see, I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
talking about that.
Now, that road had taken a long time for it to be repaired, and you see now they recarpeted it, but the quality of work they did was shoddy. And this is one of the things we're talking about, corruption, because you see the way they did the roads, they didn't resurface it well. Now you're seeing there's some potholes actually emerging. Even the finishing was shoddy. They didn't do good work. Now, if in our Kijabe world we are giving tenders, we have to give tenders to the people who can provide quality. We don't want quantity. We want people who can do their job and do it well. Yes. Because at the end of the day, if we do cheap work or shoddy work, yes, then it will cost the taxpayers a lot of money to maintain these roads. But if we do good work, quality work, those roads will serve for a long time, and that's what we need.
Okay. When I look at my Facebook page, I see Mas Wairimo. He's asking a question. She's a farmer actually. She's saying that they are having a problem. They're facing a problem due to monkeys and baboons which are attacking their crops. And this is leading to low yield. So what can you do to the farmers?
Yeah, I understand. Actually, I've talked to some people from Maingi, and they actually told me that there's a lot of problems, yes, with these monkeys. Because you see, when they plant their crops, yes, most of the time they don't get anything from there, because these monkeys come and eat or destroy the crops. Now, this is an issue which can be handled through KWS, yes, Kenya Wildlife Services, where we can be able to talk to them and actually giving them ultimatum to make sure that they try as much as possible to control these wild animals. Yes. Because at the end of the day, you see, a farmer cannot stay at home the whole day guarding the crops because of baboons. That's unacceptable. So we have to make sure that these people, yes, are brought in and make sure that they control these animals. That is the ultimatum we're going to put for them.
Yes, so I think she'll see that and she'll be the
first one. Tell Mercy, that one we will handle it. And we'll handle it fairly. Yes.
And we are having somebody else from Mainge. He's saying that what can you do for them? What can you do for the people from Mainge? Is there anything that you can improve?
Yes. You see now, like a town like Mainge, it's a very good small center. Yeah. And you see, most of the guys there, they are farmers. Yeah. So what we can be able to do for them is actually making sure that we create a channel where we can connect them with the actually people who can buy their crops. Yes. Business people from Nairobi, because you see, from Mainge to Nairobi, it's a very close distance. Yeah. And you see, most people from Nairobi rely on these farmers, yes, for their products, daily things like food. You see, like cabbages and potatoes, and most of these things do well in Mainge. So you see, we can be able to organize for them to get these things from Mainge and be able to get something from when they sell them to people in Nairobi.
Now, what about now? Because sometimes you find that accessibility from Maingi to Nairobi, you'll find that there is a problem, because you'll find out that we are having shops there, but you'll find that they don't bring these quality seeds and quality fertilizer. So what can you say about that?
Okay, you see, the government has actually tried, if you understand, it has actually tried as much as possible to provide quality fertilizers and, yes, seeds through Kenya Seed.
Yeah.
And some of these seeds and the fertilizer are actually subsidized. But the problem is, it comes back to the corruption. This corruption is bringing problems because this is what is making those seeds not to reach these people. Because you see, there are some guys who come and who are in the government or the public services who come and actually go and buy those seeds at a very low price and then come and sell them at a high price, which is unacceptable. Yeah, and those guys, I'm warning them, if we get you, you will see.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth Njehia, Mr. Kenneth Njehia Nganga, now you know the cameras are there. So what can you tell these people from your ward? Because now they are looking at you. They want to see what you're going to do for them. So what are your last words to them? So look at the camera and tell them because they are watching.
What I want to tell people from Kijabe ward, they need to elect Kenneth Njehia Nganga. Because this person called Kenneth Njehia is me. And I have experience. I've worked for different companies, international companies. I've worked in the UK. I've worked as an ambassador for an institution, Birmingham City University. And I know how to deal with issues in a diplomatic way and as well to be able to push for things to happen. Now, what Kijabe ward needs is development. Now, there are things like roads. Some of them, they are in bad shape. If you go to Kimende, for instance, you find roads there, especially the one in the city center. It has a very big pothole. And nothing is done about that. Now, that needs to be corrected. For me, I'll push so that we can have that done. The other thing, security. Security is becoming a problem in Magena town. People are being robbed. And this is unacceptable. What we need to do is to make sure that we get a good security apparatus there so that people who are actually disturbing people, they can be handled. Hakuna mchezo.